everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are well. I hope you all are staying safe as well and still staying at home. And I know it's boring and I know it's shite, but we've just got to do it and we've just got to get through it as a whole together, because if we don't, then it's just going to go on for much longer than it needs to do. So I hope you all are staying safe. Today, listen, originally we were going to talk about conspiracies. This video was meant to be up last week, but I had a really busy week last week, and I've had quite a busy week this week as well. And when you sit down and talk about conspiracy theories, you really need to read into them, because listen, I know quite a bit on the hard, you know, disgusting man that is Jeffrey Epstein, but I don't know enough to sit down and confidently do a video without having to read back on notes and without having to double check information, because when you're talking about, you know, paedophile, you sort of have to know what you're talking about so you don't get yourself in trouble. So I've had a busy week this week, so unfortunately we're not going to be talking about conspiracies, but what I'll do is between now and next Sunday I'll try and get as much reading in as possible, as much research, and we'll be able to sit down and talk about allegedly, possibly, maybe allegedly Jeffrey Epstein. So look forward to that one next week. This week we're going to actually talk about something that I've been massively into during lockdown, and that is Call of Duty Warzone. Now, I fully understand that this might entail to everybody's wants and needs. People might be watching this going, never played COD, not interested in COD, fuck it, I'm going, see you later. But bear with me, I want to talk about Call of Duty because, like I said, I've not done many things in this Warzone. I've Skyped me, my girlfriend a lot of times. I've, sat down and done videos for the Mighty Blues. I've filmed for this channel. But I've also been playing an awful lot of Call of Duty. Some would say it's an addiction. I'd say it's just a hobby, but it probably is a little bit of an addiction, to be perfectly honest with you. So I want to sit down and I want to talk about Call of Duty Warzone, because I'm aware that there may be a few people out there that, either play it or are wanting to play it, but, just don't really know how to get into it. I want to talk about why it is absolutely fantastic and why it's much better than the prior Battle Royale in a Call of Duty game. And I also want to talk about why why Activision and the creators of Call of Duty really need to focus on not just leaving Warzone to sort of do what it does and not making any changes and not making any updates, because that's how you absolutely destroy a game. There constantly needs to be changes, there constantly needs to be updates. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So yeah, Call of Duty Warzone is absolutely miles better than its prior Call of Duty Battle Royale game, Blackout, on Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Blackout was one of those games that the idea of it was fantastic, the map size was good, the amount of players was good, but they just didn't do enough with it. There wasn't enough updates, there wasn't enough changes to the map. It was just very bland from the start, and that's okay when a game comes out and it's a little bit basic and it's a little bit, they're just trying to get the feel of things. But then when you go almost a year and you don't really do anything to it, you don't really update it, it's not good, because people just turn off, because people get bored of playing the same shite day in, day out. Blackout, again, is one of those games where you jump into a game and you could be walking around for 10, 15, 20 minutes, not see a person in sight, collecting all the best weapons, collecting all the best gear, and then you just get shot in the back and that's it, you're dead. That's obviously all eliminated in Call of Duty Warzone. Firstly, most of the time you drop in on Call of Duty Warzone, you're dropping in next to a player or next to a group of players, so almost instantly you've got a fight on your hands there. Also, everybody drops in with a pistol, so on Blackout, you dropped in with nothing basically, and if you landed next to somebody and they picked up the pistol, you were dead because you had nothing. You're not going to win a fist fight if someone on the other side of you's got a fucking Desert Eagle. You're just going to get blasted and that's it, you've wasted your time. Whereas on Blackout, whereas on Warzone, sorry, everybody jumps in, everybody starts with the same pistol. So you've just got to make sure if that fella gets that gun first, you're killing him with that pistol. Obviously, I feel like I should talk about what a Battle Royale game is before we go in depth on it, because there's probably going to be a lot of people sitting at home thinking, what is a Battle Royale game? I've never played a Battle Royale game, I've never even played COD. Basically, a Battle Royale game is where you've got one big, massive, open map with loads of points of interest. If you've ever played Fortnite or you know about Fortnite, this is probably the biggest example in the world of a Battle Royale game. A massive map, one map, loads of places of interest, so say an airport, a superstore, a stadium in Warzone's case, and basically about 100, maybe 150 people, depending on what game it is, drop down into the same map. They start with the same, weapon. In Fortnite's case, you don't start with the weapon. In Warzone's case, you start with a pistol, and basically you've got to go around that that map, collecting different guns, collecting money that you can find, doing, you know, different types of contacts where you might pick a contact up and it says you've got to go and kill this player and it tells you where this player is, and doing these different little challenges and collecting your weapons and collecting your armor in order to make sure that when you come face to face with somebody else, you're as, you're in the best position to possibly win that gunfight. And then it's classic Call of Duty. Basically, you just, you're fighting against each other effectively, and you're trying to kill one another until ultimately there's only one person left on the map, and they are then the winner of the game, because they have not necessarily killed everybody. Because if you're playing Warzone and there's 150 people in and you end the game with 149 kills, you probably cheated it, let's be honest. But that, everybody else that's managed to kill each other, you've got the final kill and you are the last one alive on that map. There's also a ring in Fortnite's case, there's a storm in Blackout's case, I don't know whether it's a ring of gas or something, but basically this circle closes down on you to make sure that players can't just sit on one side of the map for the entire game and camp it out. Basically, you've got to be within this circle at all times, and at the end of the game the circle's very, very small. At the start of the game the circle's larger, it goes smaller as the game goes on. You get the gist, Anyway, back to Blackout. Blackout, like I said, you could spend 10, 15, 20 minutes in the game just, not really doing much, collecting bits of, guns, travelling around the map, and then you get killed and that was it. You're back to the lobby, you're starting again, and it all just felt like a massive waste of time for me at times. So yeah, Warzone absolutely eliminated that sort of situation where you could be walking around for 10 or 15 minutes doing absolutely nothing, finding no one, and then just get killed off the bat. It eliminated that, because what it done is, like I said, it didn't only bring in more players and more points of interest that it's very unlikely that you're going to land at a place on Warzone and you're going to be the only one there. However, if you are the only one there and you collect all your stuff and then 5 minutes later you run into a fella and he shoots you, I'm sure you've all seen the memes, I'm sure you've all seen the videos, you then go to the Gulag, which is effectively a second chance, and it just makes the game so much more immersive, and it just makes the game so much better, because you know that as soon as you land on that map, if you don't pick up the best gun, if you don't get the best look and somebody kills you, that's not your game over. You go into the Gulag, which is effectively a prisoner of war sort of situation, where you and somebody else who is also being killed battle it one-on-one, and if you win that one-on-one, if you ultimately end up killing that fella, then you go back into the map and you spawn back into the map. You've lost all your guns, yeah, but you get a second chance effectively. If you don't win it, then you die. And if you're on a solo game, you'd leave the game. If you're on a game with your teammates have then actually got the option to buy you back, because there's a whole money system within Warzone, where basically you can collect money off the street, you can collect money from chests, and then every time you kill an enemy, they're likely to drop the money that they've had, and then you can collect thousands and thousands of in-game dollars, and there's a shop where you've got a list of things that you can buy with the money that you've collected. Things like UAVs, which allow you to see where the rest of the enemies are on the map. Things like loadout drops, which allow you to throw in a sort of care package, and what it'll do is it'll allow you to pick from any of your loadouts. It's the only way to get perks on Warzone. So basically, if you're stuck with a shitty AK-47 and you get 10 grand, throw in a loadout drop, and you can pick out of all of your loadouts that you'd made previously for multiplayer games or for Warzone games, or you could basically then have the best gun in the game with the best perks in the game for the price of £10,000. For the price of 4,500, I think it is, you can revive your teammate if he's died, and you're in like a duos game or a quads game. You can basically bring your teammate back. So there's unlimited chances effectively on Warzone if you're playing with your mates, as long as they're sound and they don't mind spending a bit of dosh on you. So anyway, like I said, you didn't have that in Blackout, and that's one thing that Warzone has massively improved on. Not only the overall gameplay, not only the map's much better as well, but also if you die straight off the bat, or if you're walking around for 10 minutes and then you get shot, you've got a second chance, and effectively if you're playing with your mates, you've got a third and fourth and fifth chance. The game is never really over when you're playing with your mates until every single person has died and failed the Gulag as well, because everybody gets a chance in the Gulag. Anyway, feel like I'm rambling. That was just a bit of background on Warzone. I wanted to talk about why ultimately you know, Call of Duty need to make sure that they continuously update Warzone. We've spoke about why it's miles better than Blackout was. Why it's, yeah, I played about 3 games of Blackout and I thought this is shite, whereas I've literally spent 7 weeks constantly playing Warzone. It's much better than Blackout. If you want me to do an in-depth video of why it's better than Blackout, there's parachuting as well, which unlimited parachuting. You can jump off any building in Warzone and you've automatically got your parachute, so you don't have to worry about getting to, you know, high buildings and not being able to get down. If you want me to talk about an in-depth sort of breakdown on why Warzone is a million times better than Blackout, then leave a comment in the comment section down below and I'll do that video. But today I just wanted to sit down and talk about why Call of Duty need to make sure they're constantly updating and making changes to the Warzone map. I think I've just said Blackout, Call of Duty better than Blackout. I meant Warzone, you get what I mean, you get where I'm coming from. I want to talk about why Call of Duty need to constantly update the Warzone map, because this is something that Fortnite done brilliantly over the 2 or 3 years that Fortnite was absolutely massive. What they were continuously doing and why people were continuously wanting to play and coming back to play is because they were constantly making changes. They were constantly bringing new weapons in, they were constantly bringing new characters in, they were constantly making changes to the map, they were constantly bringing different interactive points in at the map. So every time effectively you jumped onto Fortnite, or every week you jumped onto Fortnite, there was something different to do. There was loads of different challenges to do. Obviously there was the battle pass which you could crack on with as well. Now Warzone have kind of implemented that with the battle pass, but you know, the battle pass sort of doesn't work off the basis that you've got loads of challenges to do and you can sort of rank up using them challenges. It's more the case that you play loads of games and you rank up basically with the battle pass and you get what's in it, which is a decent concept, but it's not as gameplay tailored, I don't feel, as Fortnite was. And what Fortnite were continuously doing, like I said, was making changes. They were changing the map, they were bringing new things in, they were doing these massive live events which literally made everyone want to play. Now I understand that Call of Duty can't go out and make a giant sea monster come out of the Warzone water and go and destroy stadium, because it just wouldn't be realistic. The whole selling point of Call of Duty Warzone as a battle royale game is the realistic element of you are jumping in to a field, jumping into a war zone, which is what it's called, Warzone, and you are you know, you're battling against 150 other people. There's real guns, it's a real city. Well, it's not a real city, but it looks like a real city. There's points of interest. There's not like, you know, like on Fortnite where there's dragons, or you know, there's monsters coming out the sea, or there's a big massive meteor hole and you basically, you know, you can climb down it. It's a lot more realistic, so I understand that there's things that Fortnite could maybe get away with that Warzone probably can't get away with, but that doesn't mean that they can get away with not updating it completely. They need to keep it fresh, they need to update it, they need to make sure that players are constantly wanting to jump in and play. If I'm sitting here, I've played Warzone for 7 weeks now and I'm getting to the point where I'm a bit like, it's the same week in, week out. I'm not very good at it basically, so I jump in, get a few kills and then I get shot by someone who's a lot better, and it's becoming a little bit repetitive, whereas I've thought, you know what, if they make a few changes to the map, if they maybe, for example, in the dam where the lake's frozen over, make that into water, and maybe that's another way of travelling across the map, maybe bring boats into it, maybe destroy a part of the map for some reason, have I don't know, an airstrike come down and destroy half a stadium or something and open that up, or maybe even open stadium. If they do these different little interactive things and they change the map, it's going to make people want to jump in a lot more, because if you've sat and you've played Warzone for 7 weeks and it's the same, and then you think, oh, you know what, I'm bored of that now, I'm going to spend a week out of it, and then you know, log onto Twitter, log onto your phone, and you see Call of Duty have made a massive change in the Warzone map and there's different points of interest and there's different things to do, you're going to dive in because you want to know what it's about. So that's the biggest mistake that they made with Blackout, is they didn't change it enough, they didn't change the map enough, and it just felt like it was the same thing every single time you played it. Call of Duty have already come out and said that they plan to have Warzone as the Call of Duty Battle Royale game for years and years to come. So they'll bring a new Call of Duty out every year like they do, but Warzone will still be the Battle Royale game. It's free to play, you don't even need COD to play it. So if you're sitting here thinking, I'm not going out spending 50 quid on COD, you don't even need COD, you can just download it for free. It takes a lot of memory, granted, but you can just download it. But, you know, they need to constantly be making those changes, otherwise it's going to get stale and otherwise it's going to get boring. And I just wanted to sit down and talk about why it's massively important for them to do so, because I'm liking playing Warzone at the moment. I was loving playing Warzone 3 weeks ago, and in 2 weeks I'll probably not mind jumping on and having a game or so. But if they're changing it, if they're making new points of interest, if they're doing new things, then I'll be back to loving playing it again. They need to keep it fresh. That's what Fortnite done. That's why so many people were engaged in playing Fortnite. Call of Duty need to do the same thing. anyway, a big thanks for watching that video. I understand that it mightn't have tailored to a lot of people's interest. I understand that a lot of people won't have played Warzone or won't even be interested in Call of Duty whatsoever. But if you are, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you want to see that video of me talking about Blackout and why Warzone is a million times better than Blackout was, then leave your comments in the comment section down below. Like I said, if you weren't really interested in this video, do not worry. Please do stay subscribed. Leave a like as well, because it's just sound in it. Even if you didn't like it because it's just sound. We'll be back next week. We'll either be doing one of two concepts. We'll be talking about conspiracies, or we'll be doing a girlfriend consoles my day-esque video, which I'm really looking forward to. It'll be a vlog type of video as well. So let me know which one of those you want in the comment section down below. We'll definitely be talking about conspiracies at some point in the future. Like I said, it just takes a little bit more research than the average sort of video does. So big thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you're new. A massive thanks for all of the support on the channel. 32 subscribers. We're aiming straight for 50. We're hoping to smash it within the next week or so. So if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to leave a like on the video if you've enjoyed as well. Massive thanks for watching. And I'll see you in a bit.